Welcome students, this is Miss Fox. We're going to talk about the answers to your calculations with scientific notation practice that you had previously. Okay, when you are adding numbers that are in scientific notation, you have to make the power of 10 the same. Remember this, LARS. If you move left, add a power of 10. If you move right, subtract a power of 10. So if I move this decimal to the left one time, I'm going to add a power of 10, and I'm going to have 0.44 times 10 to the third. So now I've got them both to 10 to the third power. I can now add the coefficients. 3.1 plus 0.44 is 3.54 times 10 to the third. Now I'm going to remember that my rules of significant figures tell me that I have to limit and round to the least number of decimal places when I add or subtract. So because my original values just went to one decimal place, the least value, then the least value is to go to one decimal place, 3.5 times 10 to the third. Question 2. You have a subtraction problem. You have 5.5 times 10 to the fourth minus 3.5 times 10 to the fourth. 5.5 minus 3.5, subtract your coefficients, is 2.00. Again, we got to go to two decimal places because of these two and these two. Then we're going to take this 10 to the fourth and leave it the same. 2.00 times 10 to the fourth. Just subtract the coefficients if the power of 10 is already the same. Question 3. Multiply the coefficients, add the exponents. The coefficients are these first numbers. 3 times 2 is 6. Now add the exponents 3 plus 2, which is 5. Number 4, another multiplication problem. 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 plus 3 is 8. We can't leave it this way because 15 is not a value between 1 and 10. So we change 15 to 1.5 times 10 to the first. You just move it one time, and 1.5 is between 1 and 10. Now, 10 to the 8th means 1 times 10 to the 8th. Now, we have 1.5 times 1, which is 1.5, 1 plus 8, which is 9. 1.5 times 10 to the 9th. Number 5, another multiplication. This one you'll need a calculator for. It's a little more complex than the previous multiplication problems we've done. 3.63 times 2.22 is 8.0586, and 7 plus 2 is 9. Now we must round. Both of these have 3 significant figures. So 8.0586, the 8 rounds the 5 up to a 6, and we get 8.06 times 10 to the 9th. Number 6, another multiplication. 7 times 3, both of these are 2 sig figs. 21, also 2 sig figs, but not between 1 and 10. 5 minus 3 is 2. 21 becomes 2.1 times 10 to the first. 10 to the first plus 10 to the second is 10 to the third. 2.1 times 10 to the third. Number 7, another multiplication. 7.75 times 10 to the fourth times 2.1 times 10 to the negative 6. 4 minus 6 is minus 2. That's our exponent. 7.75 times 2.1 excuse me, is 16.275. This number is not between 1 and 10, so we move it to 1.6275 times 10 to the first. I didn't show that step. And 10 to the first and negative 2, positive 1 and negative 2 is negative 1. So you have to round this to 2 significant figures because of the 2.1. 1.6 times 10 to the negative first. And how I got negative first is 1.6275 times 10 to the first. 10 to the first plus negative 2. 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. That's where that came from. Number 8, division problem. Finally, you divide the coefficient. 9 divided by 3 is 3.00. 3 sig figs, 3 sig figs, 3 sig figs. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. Number 9. This one is multiplication and division. So first do the multiplication, order of operations. Multiply 4 times 2 and you get 8. Add 4 plus 7 and you get 11. Now, you've got 8 times 10 to the 11th over 4 times 10 to the 5th. Divide 8 by 4 and you get 2. 11 minus 5 and you get 6. 2 times 10 to the 6th. All right, last problem. This one's pure division. 9.52 times 10 to the negative third divided by 4.20 times 10 to the negative fifth. Divide the coefficients. 9.52 divided by 4.20 is 2.27. Negative 3 minus 5. Negative 3 minus 5 is like adding the two negatives, negative 8. 2.27 times 10 to the negative 8. And if you had more than 3 sig figs, that was rounded. So 9.52 divided by 4.2. Okay, that's it. Y'all message me if you have any questions.